Previously on Spenelli Speaks. I am talking about the 21 books I want to read in 2021. Hi everyone, Danny here. Welcome back to my channel. Today, my TBR needs an overhaul. What does that mean? Well, last year I tried to pile on way too many books into one TBR. So this year I have decided to limit the amount of books that I actually have on my TBR so that I can leave room for those extra books that I pick up throughout the month. That said, this is going to be my January TBR. If you are new here, I hope you stick around, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. I am so excited for you to be here, as well as for all of you who have been here before to continue coming back. So all my thanks goes out to you. So let's talk about this January TBR. Now, like I said, I am going to limit the amount of books that I have on my TBR, with my priority going to the books that I am reading with other people. So let's talk about that book first. What book am I referring to? Well, that is 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Now, I am reading this book with a group of people that Noah from Everyone Who Reads It Must Converse has gotten together in a little Voxer group. I will link their channels below so that you can check them out. They have lovely channels and have really great things to say about books. Now, we have started this reading. As you can see, I have a couple of tabs in here. So far, I am enjoying pieces of the book, others not so much. Overall in the group, it is a very fantastical read, full of magical realism and just familial issues, I guess you could say. It's about a family and their kind of evolution through the generations, and it's very interesting the way it's written. So I'm still kind of getting my footing in this one and seeing where that may go. So 100 Years of Solitude is a buddy read that I'm doing with that small group of people. The next book on my priority is a book that I am reading with my book club, and that is William Goldman's The Princess Bride. Now, I have read the first chapter of this, and let me tell you, I am thoroughly enjoying it. That said, it is thoroughly confusing the majority of my book club. We were all very duped into believing that this was based off of an original like fairy tale. In actuality, it's based off of a fictional fairy tale, but it is very enjoyable. I would say for those of you who don't like to be duped, just watch the movie because it is very, very close to. So they did a wonderful adaptation. But so far I have read the first chapter, which is called The Bride. And if you're familiar with the movie, it's basically the beginning where Buttercup and Wesley have kind of sparked their love. So I'm really excited to continue reading this, and I will do so with my book club. Now, the next priority book is actually a book that I have not yet gotten from my library, but if you recall, last year I had a year-long buddy read with Laura over at Book Bubbler. Now, we read Edward Rutherford's London last year. Now, this year we wanted to do something a little bit different, so we decided to select a series to read over the course of the year, and we picked the Pink Carnation series by Lauren Willig. Now, the first book in this series that we will be reading in January, and I'll put a picture here, is The Secret History of the Pink Carnation. Now, I don't really have any bearings of what this book is about. I have the book description here from Goodreads, and it says, deciding the true romantic heroes are a thing of the past, Eloise Kelly, an intelligent American who always manages to wear her Jimmy Choo suede boots on the day it rains, leaves Harvard Library bound for England to finish her dissertation on the dashing pair of of Spies, The Scarlet Pimpernel, and The Purple Gentian. I'm really not quite sure what these books are about, but if Laura wants to read them, I know I am in good hands. So with those 3 high priority books out of the way, I have picked 3 other books that I would like to try to read in January. So because I am reading The Princess Bride, I thought what a perfect time to read Carrie Ellis's As You Wish. I thought it was a perfect companion novel to read with it because now I'll be able to get some of the insights of the movie itself. So I'm going to try to give that a read this month. If you saw a recent video of mine where I listed the 21 books I wanted to read in 2021, you'll have seen these next 2 books. The first being Ursula K. Le Guin's The Left Hand of Darkness. Like I said previously, I really have been thinking about this book. It's been sitting on my shelf. I've been seeing it time and time again and just really want to get into this. I have not read a Ursula K. Le Guin since probably 8th grade, so I would love to dive into this book. I'm not sure what it's about, but I'm gonna read it. Last book on my TBR is another one of those 21 books, and that is The Mistress of Spices. Now, this cover has been just in my dreams for months, and it's high time that I read this book. It says, magical, tantalizing, and sensual, The Mistress of Spices is a story of Tilo, a young woman born in another time in a faraway place, who is trained in the ancient art of spices and ordained as a mistress charged with special powers. That sounds good enough to me. So that is my short TBR for January. That leaves plenty of room for any comic books I want to read, graphic novels, ebooks, audiobooks, any books that I just mood read. And that way I don't feel overwhelmed by a stack of 15 books that I intended to read. So tell me in the comments, what's on your TBR this January? Did you make any changes from what you did last year? Have you read any of these books in the past? Tell me what you thought. Well, until next time, I hope you all are reading something great, taking care and staying safe. And as always, you know how it goes. Happy reading. Bye! Next time on Spenelli Speaks. Today, I'm going to be doing a rapid review of Linda Medley's Castle Waiting.